Good afternoon, children. Good afternoon. Happy afternoon, everyone. Please join fast. Good afternoon. Meanwhile, anyone can say to me, what was the last topic that we have done? Did we complete the tissues, discussion about the tissues? Did I tell you the input zone, output zone of a neuron, input zone, output zone, trigger zones, neural tissue? So neural tissue was going on or completed? Neural tissue was completed. So we have to start with the animal now. Now, let me tell you, this animal, in a sense that some people believe it is not in the syllabus, but as it is given in the NCERT, then we have to do it. At least very fast we can do it. Very fast, only NCERT lines and nothing more than that. But then we have to do it. And in the weekend test, the complete chapter is coming in the weekend test. One more thing. Now, as people can do by in one sitting, you can complete your earthworm. So whatever time left in this week, please prepare the previous topics. Up till now, because you have a unit test coming up now, unit or the cumulative one. One test is coming up, unit or cumulative one? A unit test, fine. In this unit test, you can just, complete this entire unit so far. Some people have joined late. Some people have, problem in a particular non-chordates or chordates. Do this hard. Believe me, if not now, then never. If not now, then never. You will not get time. The only problem, guys, you have is time. Otherwise, things are so easy that maybe delayed. Everyone can do this. The syllabus can be done by anyone. Only thing is that we have to maintain the speed because it is a test of speed. Let me start with the earthworm. The Indian earthworm, Fretima, posthuma, Fretima. Earthworm is a reddish-brown terrestrial invertebrate that inhabits the upper layer of the moist soil. So which layer of the moist soil? Which layer? It is the upper layer of the soil. Okay. During daytime, they live in burrows made by boring and soloing the soil. In the gardens, they can be traced by fecal deposits known as worm casting. Now, worm casting are not skin casting. They are not the skin casting. Please tell me in which class of the animal kingdom, in which class of chordata, phylum chordata, you have seen that skin cast here. It is class Reptilia. In class Reptilia, the outer cuticle is shed. It is not the skin cast, not the skin casting, make sure. Okay? The common Indian earthworm is Ferretima and Lumbricus. Another name is Lumbricus and Ferretima. These are the Indian earthworm. Coming to the morphology of earthworm, earthworms, they are very, very important animals in the ecosystem because they are detritivores or detrivorous. Earthworms are detrivorous animals. What do? They engulf the soil and all the debris present, which is known as detritus. The dead organic matter in the soil is called detritus, and detritus goes into their alimentary canal, and inside the alimentary canal, fine powder, fine small fragmentation happens, and in through their anus they release this small portions, small parts, okay? Some part of it they digest also, and remaining of that they remove through the anus. So this help in a very important step of decomposition, and that step is called fragmentation. So earthworm help in fragmentation. Earthworm help in fragmentation. Fragmentation is a very important step in decomposition. They are detritivores or detrivorous animals. The body is divided into more than 100 short segments which are similar, metameres about 100 to 120 in number. These segments are called metameres. The dorsal surface of the body is marked by a dark median mid-dorsal line, which is actually the line seen by dorsal blood vessel. The dorsal blood vessel looks like a line on the dorsal surface along the longitudinal axis of the body, right? So on the dorsal, the pictures I did not get. I can only I can show you that, for example, in this, the line has been shown on the dorsal surface here. So this is a ventral surface and this is a dorsal surface, and you can see this mid-dorsal line. And this is actually the dorsal blood vessel, the largest blood vessel in earthworm. This is a mid-dorsal line by which we can make out this is the dorsal surface. The ventral surface does not have that line. Moreover, on the ventral surface, these apertures, on the ventral surface, apertures are there, holes are there. These apertures are there, these holes are there on the ventral surface, okay? Now you can see this peristomium. This is the first segment. The first segment is called peristomium, and there is a wedge-like structure called prostomium. Prostomium is before the peristomium, and prostomium is a sensory tool. It is a sensory tool. Sensory tool. Dear children, you can see these lines, and this is a ring of theta. Ring of theta. Earthworm belongs to Oligochaeta. Earthworm belongs to Oligochaeta class of phylum Annelida. Oligochaeta, how many days Zoom classes will held, sir? Well, it's such a blunt question, I don't know. Reptilia, yes, very good. And I'm not very happy today. The number of the children are almost half or less than half. Maybe the information was not given properly. Anyways, my job is to take that topic. And yes, but please understand that this week, if you have any backlog, please do the backlog. The ventral surface is distinguished by the presence of genital openings or pores. Anterior end consists of a mouth and the prostomium, a lobe which serves as a covering for the mouth and as a wedge to force open cracks in the soil into which the earthworm may crawl. So it is a wedge to force open the soil because it has to crawl there. It is a wedge-shaped wedge, okay, by which we can, dig. It's a wedge. It is a sensory tool, actually. The first body segment is called peristomium, which is a buccal segment, which contains the mouth. In a mature worm, now this is in that page, not many information are there. Let's come to, now this is a real diagram that I'm saying. This is a real textbook diagram. In that diagram, what we have done, I think we tried to make the line, but then it was a mistake because on both the surface lines were there. So this is a dorsal surface, and on the dorsal surface you can make out that there is a mid dorsal line, and mid dorsal line is the dorsal blood vessel. Ventral surface can be seen by these apertures. Aperture means rundrum, apertures. These are the genital apertures, okay? We'll talk about them, genital aperture, genital papillae, okay? We'll talk about them. Let us come to in a mature worm, 14 to 16 segments are covered by a prominent dark band of glandular tissue called clitellum. Please learn it. clitellum 14, 15, and 16. 14, 15, and 16 segments. It is a glandular tissue clitellum. What is this? Clitellum 14, 15, and 16 in a mature worm, because if the worm is immature, if a baby worm is there, it does not have clitellum. Please understand that. Thus, the body is divisible into three prominent regions: pre-clitellar, clitellar, and post-clitellar segment. Post-clitellar segment. If the earthworm has got 120 segments, how many post-clitellar segments are there in this earthworm? If an earthworm has got 120, if an earthworm has got 120 segments, how many post-clitellar are there? How many post-clitellar? Yes, 17 to 200. Very good. 17 to 200, and the number out to be कितना हो गया? 16 20 करेंगे तो 4 104 104 104 104 segments are post-clitellar segment. If an earthworm is 100 metameters long, how many clitellar segments are there? Whether it is 100, 120, whatever the number, clitellar segments are only 14, 15, and 16, and the answer is 3. And the pre-clitellar is also fixed. Whether the earthworm has got 100, 120, 115, pre-clitellar are also the fixed. And what are they? First to 13. First segment, peristomium to 13. So please, important, note down, 4 pairs of spermathecal apertures are situated on the ventrolateral side of the intersegmental groove between 5 to 9. What is this? First of all, the term ventrolateral. This is lateral, lateral, ventral, ventral. What is this? Ventrolateral. I have joined both of them. Ventrolateral, ventrolateral. On the ventrolateral side, we find one opening here, one opening here. And in total, 8 openings are there. Yes, you heard right. 8 openings are there. And these 8 openings are present between the segment. First one, and this is present on the intersegmental groove. Groove, you understand, the depression is called groove. So the first one in the groove between 5th and 6th segment, the second pair is between 6th and 7th segment, the third pair is between 7th and 8th, and the fourth pair is between 8th and 9th segment. So in total, 4 pairs. Very important, these are called spermathecal apertures. These are the openings of spermathecae, 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 or theca, spermatheca. This is actually a reservoir. It is a receptacle for sperm. In the copulation, when the male send the gametes into the female body, right? So the male part of the body send the sperms into the spermatheca. Sperms are stored in spermatheca and from there released out into the cocoon where the fertilization takes place. What is the function of spermatheca? To receive the sperm during what? During copulation. And what these sperms can do? Sperms can only do fertilization. So sperms are released where? In the cocoon, where the fertilization occurs inside the cocoon. Is it internal or external? It is, yes, internal or external? External, very good. It is external, inside the cocoon, but outside the body. Outside the body and external. Right. So how many pairs of spermatheca aperture? 4 pairs. How many spermatheca are there? 4 pairs. Each opening is for one spermatheca. Spermatheca is a small bag-like structure. What it receives? Sperm. Now, as it receives sperm, it represents the male reproductive organ or the female reproductive organ. As it receives the sperm, It represents a male reproductive organ or the female reproductive organ? Yes, you are right. It is a female reproductive organ, children. Very good. It is a female reproductive organ. Spermatheca. Done. Right. Now, another thing that is very, very important here is this one. A single female genital pore is present in the mid-ventral line of the 14th segment. 14th female aperture, female gonopore, 14th female, 14. How many? Single. One single opening that is in the 14th segment. Remember, beta, it is a clitoral segment. 14th is a clitoral segment. One opening, single opening for the female genital aperture. What goes inside or come out? Nothing goes inside, only the eggs come out. Eggs come out. And where the eggs ultimately go? In the cocoon. And inside the cocoon, what happens? Fertilization. Who make the cocoon? Glands. Which gland? Clitoral glands. Which gland? Clitoral glands secrete the cocoon. Please understand that, okay? So far, female genital aperture, single one, mid-ventral. This is ventral, in the mid-ventral line, single one, that is in the 14th. Remember that earthworm is a hermaphrodite animal. It is a monoecious animal. It is a hermaphrodite animal. It is a bisexual animal. All the three words means the same: monoecious, bisexual, or hermaphrodite. That is, in the same body, both the sex organs are present. The testes and ovaries both are present in the same organ. However, in the body, the male reproductive organs or the testes, they mature before the ovaries. Testes mature before the ovaries. Testes mature before the ovaries. That is the reason self-fertilization is not occurring. Self-fertilization is not occurring. If ovaries and the testes, they mature at the same time, so the eggs of the same body fertilized by the sperm from the same body. But it is not like that, okay? The testes mature before. You understand, right, my dear children? Now let us come to the male genital apertures. Male genital apertures, how many? Two are there. Ikra, where? On 18th segment. On 18th segment, two openings are there. 18th segment, two openings are there. On the this side, like this is called ventrolateral, ventrolateral side. Okay, very easy so far. All points are easy. Preclatellar, clatellar, postclatellar, dorsal. There is a mid-dorsal line, which is a dorsal bed vessel. On the ventral surface, many openings are there. Four pairs of spermathecal apertures. Spermathecal apertures are the aperture of a bag-like structure called spermatheca. Spermatheca are lying inside the body, and the apertures are present in the intersegmental groove between 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. In each groove, one pair of spermathecal openings are present. Okay, the single female genital aperture is present in the 14th segment. This is the clitoral segment. There are one pair of male genital apertures are present in the 18th segment. Female 14th, male 18th. Right? Now, there are some genital papillae. Papillae means just a projection, just a small thing coming out, small thing coming out, that is called papillae. Dear children, see this one. A pair of male genital pores are present on the ventrolateral side of the 18th segment. Numerous minute pores called nephridiopores open on the surface of the body. In each body segment, except the first, last, and the clitoral segment, there are rows of S-shaped setae. These S-shaped setae are embedded in the epidermal pits in the middle of each segment. Setae can be extended or retracted. Their principal role is in locomotion. A very important question: what is the function of the setae? They are in locomotion. What is the shape of these? These are S-shaped. These are S-shaped, and they are embedded in the epidermal pits. They are embedded in the epidermal pits, okay? And they can be retracted, they can be protracted, they can come out, they can go back, they can be retracted, they can be protracted. They are present on the middle of each segment, and it's a row in a ring of setae are present. Okay, these are embedded in the epidermal pits in the middle of each segment. Setae are not very much; they are few in number. Therefore, we keep earthworm in oligochaeta. Setae can be extended or retracted. Their principal role in locomotion. Dear children, let me discuss about the anatomy of the earthworm. The body wall of the earthworm is covered externally by a thin non-cellular cuticle, below which is the epidermis. Thin non-cellular cuticle, below which is the epidermis. Two muscle layers, circular and longitudinal, and an innermost coelomic epithelium. The epidermis is made up of single layer of columnar epithelial cells, which contain secretory gland cells. Now, if I want to show you this one, okay, I think I am having a little picture of it. I'm not sure about this. Is the no. I have kept a small picture of this. Wait. I may have that. The body wall, there is a cuticle there, and inside you find no. Body wall is in the structure only, so it's not there. All quiz time is there. Anyway, so you will find the muscle layers, you will find the setae, and you will find the two muscles and coelomic epithelium. So I can show you the body wall. I used to draw this, but I want to body wall of earthworm, body wall of earthworm. There is a non-cellular cuticle, then columnar epithelial cells are there. Columnar epithelial cells are there. You can see these are the glandular cells, okay? So cuticle non-cellular, then these are the mucus gland cells, albumin gland cells, supporting cells, and the basal cells. Just remember, these are the columnar epithelial cells. Then circular muscles, and then you have the longitudinal muscles. Circular muscles, longitudinal muscles, longitudinal muscles. After that, you have the parietal peritoneum. This is the coelomic epithelium. This is the coelomic epithelium. Inside to that, what will be there? Inside to that, there will be coelom, coelomic cavity, coelomic fluid is there. So when you see the body wall comprise of these structures. Okay, and also there is an epidermal pit here, epidermal pit which contains S-shaped setae, epidermal pit that contains S-shaped setae. Dear children, I hope you have understood this picture. Okay, so once again, if you can revise that by keeping the picture in mind, now here. We start with this anatomy part. Anatomy means internal structure. Right now we are going with the outer. So we have started here. Now we have seen the non-cellular cuticle, below which is the epidermis. Two muscle layers, circular and longitudinal, and an innermost coelomic epithelium, which is a parietal peritoneum. The epidermis is made up of single layer of columnar cells which contain secretory gland cell. We have seen that secretory gland cells. Alimentary canal is a straight tube and runs between first to last segment of the body. A terminal mouth opens into the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity is in first to third segment, which leads into muscular pharynx, which is in the fourth segment. A small narrow tube, esophagus, 5 to 7 segments, continue into a muscular gizzard, 8 to 9 segment. It helps in grinding the soil particles and decaying leaves. Gizzard help in grinding, it is a main grinding mill. The stomach extends from 9 to 14 segments. The food of the earthworm is decaying leaves and organic matter mixed with soil. This organic matter mixed with soil is called detritus. Calciferous glands present in the stomach neutralize the humic acid present in humus. Intestine starts from the 15 segments onwards and continues till the last segment. A pair of short and conical intestinal CK project from the intestine on the 26th segment. The characteristic feature of the intestine after 26 segment, except the last 23 to 25 segment, is the presence of internal median fold of dorsal wall called typhlosole. This increases the effective area of absorption in the intestine. The alimentary canal opens to the exterior by a small rounded aperture called anus. The ingested organic rich soil passes through the digestive tract where digestive enzymes break down complex food into simpler absorbable units. These simpler molecules are absorbed through intestinal membranes and are utilized. Now, very quickly, I can summarize all this. And when I summarize on the board, at that time, you can learn it. You can learn it thoroughly. So let me summarize this. So we'll come to this one. And here we go. So I want to go on the board. One note. Where is that gone? Note, PQRS. Menu, Android. Let's go here and let's begin this. I'll explain you this one, okay? We'll go to that one. Meanwhile, I'll first show you the segments and let me revise you. The mouth and mouth is in the first segment. You know this? Okay, I'm showing it from the side. So mouth is present in the first segment. And after the mouth, there is a buccal cavity. And can you please tell me buccal cavity segments? First to third segment. So this is a oval shaped mouth and there is a buccal cavity which is in first to third segment. Buccal cavity in first to third segment. Then you have the esophagus from 5 to 7 segments. After that, you have 8th and 9th segment. You have got the gizzard, the muscular gizzard, 8th and 9th segment. Gizzard is always muscular and it is a grinding mill in these animals, gizzards. Do gizzards are also present in the birds? Can you please tell me, gizzards are present in the birds or not? Gizzard present in the birds, crop present in the birds or not? Okay, so this is a stomach, and after the stomach, what you see this one, this is the intestine. Intestine, I'll just check your answer first, okay? So gizzard is present in the birds and also the crop is present in the birds. Dear children, this is their mouth, and this is their buccal cavity. Buccal cavity, the segments of the buccal cavity are first to third segment. After that, there is a pharynx, okay. Sorry, there is a pharynx here, pharynx. After that, there is a pharynx, and pharynx is in the fourth one. So pharynx is present, pharynx is in the fourth segment. Then there is a esophagus, and can you please tell me the number of esophagus? Yes, you're right. 5 to 7 segment. 5 to 7 segment. After the esophagus, then you have the gizzard. Gizzard is 8 to 9th segment. 8 to 9th segment. After that, you have the stomach, and beta stomach is present in 9th to 14th segment, 9 to 14th segment, and from the 15th segment you have the intestines. So intestines are present from the 15th to the last. from the 15th segment, 15th to the last segment, which opens as a round opening called anus. Now, very important here, let us go to the 26th segment. On 26th segment, you will find that there is a conical structure, and these conical structure, these are called intestinal CK. They are present in the intestine. What we call them? Intestinal CK. Where are they present? On the 26th segment. On the 26th metamere, intestinal CK are present, these conical structures. And Tarvata, you will find from the 26th, if you go from the 26th also, you will find a dorsal median groove. You will find a dorsal median groove of the intestine, and this is called typhlosole. Typhlosole is not present in the last 25. Typhlosole is not present in the last 25. So from 26th to the last 25, typhlosole is present. Once again, mouth is in the first segment. First segment, peru, peristomium. Then you have the buccal cavity, first to third segment. Then pharynx on the fourth segment. Then esophagus, 5 to 7th segment. After that, gizzard, 8 to 9th segment. This is the grinding mill. Gizzard is the grinding mill. Okay. What else? Then stomach. In the stomach, calciferous glands are there. Calciferous glands are there, which secrete a fluid so that the humic acid can be neutralized. Okay. From 15 to the last segment is the intestine. Intestine 26 segment, we have got these conical projections which are called intestinal CK. These are called intestinal CK. And from there, except the last 25, typhlosole is present. If I cut any typhlosolar segment, you will find that there is a dorsal median fissure of the intestine. Beta, what is the advantage of this groove? What is the advantage of this groove? Single groove on the median in the dorsal side. Dorsal, this is ventral. A single median groove. Advantage of this typhlosole. Advantage is increased surface area. Very good. And whose secretion neutralize the acidity of humic acid? Whose secretion neutralize the acidity of humic acid? Yes, answer is calciferous glands. And where are these calciferous glands present? Calciferous glands are present in the stomach. They are present in the stomach. Okay. What is the pH of detritus? What is the pH of detritus? Detritus pH, it is little acidic. Even the humus pH is little acidic. Detritus also has humic acid and it is also little acidic. This is the alimentary canal, and the food, you know, that they are detrivorous and detritus. Detritus is dead organic matter present in the soil. Dead organic matter present in the soil. Easy. This is about the digestive system of an earthworm. Digestive system of an earthworm. Meanwhile, earthworm structure. Digestive system of an earthworm. This is the dorsal median groove, typhlosole, and sorry, I don't have, yeah, we have digestive system. You can see this is a digestive system, mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, fourth segment, esophagus, gizzard, stomach. Then you have the intestine. From the stomach, from 15th onwards, is the intestine. In the intestine, we have intestinal CK present in the 26th one. And from the 26th, you have the typhlosole. The typhlosole extend to the last, except the last 25. In some, it is not in the last 24. In some, it is not in the last 23. So there is a variation here, 23 to 25. Last segments you can remove from the typhlosolar. Those are called the post-typhlosolar. They are called the post-typhlosolar, also known as the ileum. The post-typhlosolar, also called ileum. Dear children, hope you remember all this, right? Done. Enough. Even this is, we are thinking of doing it chinna, but this is all complete. We are doing it complete. Don't worry. So this is a earthworm. We are doing the anatomy, body wall. After body wall, we have seen the digestive system. In fact, a very good diagram is here also present of the digestive system. And lymph glands are labeled here. In the examination, someone can give you lymph glands. Lymph glands can be given. Intestinal cecum, 1 cecum, 2 cecae in the 26th segment can be seen. Pheretima exhibit a closed type of blood vascular system consisting of blood vessels, capillaries, and heart. Remember that capillaries are only present in the closed circulatory system. Due to closed circulatory system, blood is confined to the heart and blood vessels. Contractions keep blood circulating in one direction. Contractions in the blood vessels. Remember that blood vessels in earthworm has contractile. Blood vessels are contractile. Smaller blood vessels supply the gut, nerve cord, and the body wall. Blood glands are present in the 4, 5, and 6 segment. They produce blood cells and hemoglobin, which is dissolved in plasma. Hemoglobin is dissolved in plasma. This is the animal without RBC, but the blood is red. The blood is red but devoid of RBC. Once again, example of blood is red. Blood is red but RBCs are absent. RBCs are absent. Why? The hemoglobin is dissolved in plasma. So RBCs are not present. So which cell are present? WBCs are present. Phagocytic cells are present. And where are these phagocytic cells are synthesized and formed? They are formed in the blood glands. Where are the blood glands? 4th, 5th, and 6th segment blood glands are there. One pair of blood glands in each segment, 4, 5, and 6. Dear children, smaller blood vessels supply the gut, nerve cord, and the body wall. Blood glands are present on the 4, 5, and 6 segment. They produce blood cells and hemoglobin, which is dissolved in blood plasma. Body cells, blood cells are phagocytic in nature. Earthworm lack a specialized breathing device. Respiratory exchange occurs through the moist body surface into their bloodstream. Remember that they respire through the moist cuticle. They respire through the moist cuticle. Dear children, this is more than enough, not required. You can see the blood glands here. Blood glands are mixed with these pharyngeal nephridia. So actually the nephridia are not red here because blood glands also produce hemoglobin. Therefore, it appears red in color. The excretory organ occurs as segmentally arranged coiled tubule called nephridia. They are the 3 types: septal, then integumentary, and then pharyngeal. Septal, integumentary, pharyngeal. 3 types of nephridia: septal, integumentary, pharyngeal. My dear children, let me take you to these nephridia. Let us begin. What are these? Nephridia. What is a nephridium? Nephridia is a coiled tubular structure. Nephridia is actually a coiled tubular structure. Okay, and this helps in excretion. This is how a structure of a nephridium is, and there is a opening called nephridiopore, and this is a opening here for the coelomic fluid to enter inside, and this is called the nephrostome. This is called nephrostome, nephrostome, and this is the nephridiopore. 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 This is a nephridium. This is a nephridium. Nephridia plural, nephridium singular. The coelomic fluid enter through this one, and all the good things are then reabsorbed back. All the good things are reabsorbed back. Whatever good things are present, they are reabsorbed back. And whatever left is the waste that can be released as urine. This is the waste matter. Waste matter. Nitrogenous waste, if I ask you, the main nitrogenous waste of earthworm, the main nitrogenous waste of earthworm, who will tell me? Main nitrogenous waste of earthworm. Who can tell me? Answer? Yes. Main nitrogenous, yes. Answer is ammonia. Ammonia is only when it is in a moist, very moist soil or in the rainy day. If there is a rainy season, then ammonia, otherwise urea. Very good. Your answer is urea. Correct answer. The main nitrogenous waste is urea. Earthworm is ureotelic. Ammonotelic is only when there is a rain or something, when a rainy season, then ammonotelic, otherwise it's ureotelic, okay? You have to answer ureotelic only. This is the structure of a nephridia, bacha. Nephridia are three types. You can remember SIP, three type of nephridia, SIP, SIP. S stand for septal, I for integumentary, and P for pharyngeal. Septal. Septal are present in between the two segments. In the septa between the two segments. First one is present between 15th and 16th. 15th and 16th. Tarvata 16th and 17th. And this extend up to the last. Up to the last, you will find septal nephridia, but in the first 14, septal nephridia are not present. The septum between 15th and 16th, first one is present. In 15th and 16th, 16th or 17th or 15th or 16th, 15, 16. The integumentary are present from third segment to the last segment, third to last integumentary. Pharyngeal are three pairs, each in fourth, fifth, and sixth one. And why fourth, fifth, and sixth segments are known for? Why they are important? 4, 5, and 6. In short, you can tell me. In short, they are the segment for blood glands. And there are three pairs of pharyngeal nephridia. How many pairs of blood glands are present? Three pairs. Good. Blood glands. Okay. And statement. Blood glands secrete hemoglobin. True or false? T for true, F for false. Blood glands secrete hemoglobin. True. Very good. Blood glands secrete hemoglobin. Blood glands secrete, or blood glands make or synthesize RBCs. Blood glands synthesize RBCs. False. They don't make RBCs. Blood glands make the WBCs. Blood glands make the WBCs. Yes, Gayatri, the second one is true. WBCs or phagocytic cells. Phagocytic cells, I am calling them WBC. Yes, people can call them WBC. WBC means white blood cell. They are not white in color. They are colorless. But RBCs are absent here. So three type, okay, you can see SIP, sipping or SIP, SIP, septal, integumentary, pharyngeal. Largest of them are septal. Nephridia. Smallest of them are integumentary nephridia. Largest septal, smallest integumentary. If the last statement or the last information which I am sharing is not in the textbook, Please believe me, don't take any tension, okay? Little more, karte, we end up in reading a lot of extra material. It is not that there is any harm of reading something extra. My point is, we should be actually what I said, blood glands. Blood glands are present in bunch, it's a cluster, three pairs of cluster, not the three glands, three pairs of clusters of glandular cells. So what I was saying that there is no harm in reading something extra. Okay, it's all general knowledge, but then the time of acquiring that knowledge is not right. Number one. Number two, sometimes that extra knowledge is on the cost of revision of the coming topics, the topics which are the hot topics. And if we are learning something extra in that time, it is not good. We know that hardly like this year we did not find any question out of NCERT. And this is also true that unless you have some guide or mentor, NCERT reading, merely reading, and then performing there in the examination is not possible. Why? Obviously, if something I have learned in these many years, okay, and I'm ready to help you, certainly the one who takes the class and the one who does it by himself or herself, the one who takes the class is always advantageous. We know that what are the common problems students have, what are the main areas where the students commit error. And basically in asking you doubts and all these things, it is very easy for a student to learn the things, right? If you really listen to the class very nicely, it is not easy for you to forget anything. I don't say easy for you to remember anything. I say it is not easy for you to forget anything. Okay. Nephridia, the nephridia are three types: septal, then integumentary pharyngeal, septal present on both sides of intersegmental septa of segment 15th to 16th, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, like that to the last that open into intestine. Integumentary nephridia attached to lining of the body wall of segment third to the last that open on the body surface. Pharyngeal nephridia present as three pairs stuffed in the fourth, fifth, and sixth segment. These different type of nephridia are basically similar in structure. Nephridia regulate the volume and composition of the body fluids. Nephridia regulate the volume and composition of the body fluids. Important. A nephridium starts out as a funnel that collects excess fluid from coelomic chamber. A funnel is there and the funnel opening is called nephrostome. The funnel connects with the tubular part of the nephridium, which delivers the waste through a pore to the surface in the body wall into the digestive tube. Okay, delivers the waste through a pore to the surface in the body wall or into the digestive tube. Beta, please put or body wall or into the digestive tube. Please put or here or into the digestive tube. I'll say what is this, why or is written here, or into the digestive tube, either on the body wall or into the digestive tube. Very important. Let's go to this picture only. We know the three type, na? ये हो गया. Septal. Where the septal open up? Come on. Where the septal open up? Where the integumentary open up? Where the pharyngeal open up? Come on. Septal open up in. Septal open up in. Septal nephridia open up in. I know you may take time, but then please come up with the answer. Septal nephridia open up in, no idea. Answer is intestine. Septal, no, septal don't go to the body surface. Septal open into the intestine. They are enteronephric nephridia. They are enteronephric nephridia. The integumentary, they open to the outside. Integumentary open to the outside. Okay. Integumentary, the second type, they open to the outside. Numerous integumentary, numerous pores are there. And the third type is pharyngeal. Pharyngeal open into the pharynx. They open into the pharynx, pharyngeal. Make sense? Okay. So three of them, SIP, septal integumentary pharyngeal, septal 15-16 segment up to the last, integumentary third to the last, and then pharyngeal, they are present in the 4, 5, and 6 segment. Where they open up? They open up in the pharynx. Make sense? Okay. Now my question to you is, name the segments in the earthworm devoid of any nephridiopore. Name the segments in the earthworm without any nephridiopore. Come on, tell me. Name the segments in the earthworm without any nephridiopore. Haji, answer. First and second. Good answer. Very good answer. It's good. Water break. You also keep on sipping water. You also keep on sipping water. So it is a reminder, when I have a break, you can also have a break. Good. Very good. Answer is the first and second. The first two segments, they don't have any nephridiopore. Make sense? They don't have any nephridiopore. Dear children, integumentary, nephridia, all the nephridia, I have already told you, smallest nephridia are integumentary, largest of them are septal. And enteronephric nephridia, enteronephric, that open up in the intestine, are actually, digestive tract is also the part of the alimentary canal, digestive tract, also part of the alimentary canal. So, enteronephric, even the pharyngeal nephridia are also enteronephric nephridia. Exonephric nephridia, exonephric, which one? Exo means outside. Let me check your answer. Exonephric nephridia in an earthworm, integumentary. Exonephric nephridia, integumentary. Septal one, enteronephric. Check the spelling, enteronephric, enteronephric. Integumentary, exonephric. And pharyngeal, they are again enteronephric. That's all about these nephridia. And with this, we come to the end of the excretory system in an earthworm. Let us now go to the remaining part, nervous and reproductive system. Nervous is also easy, very easy. Reproductive is something where we need to explain. Nervous is also very easy. The opening is called nephridiopore, and the input is called nephrostome. Nervous system is basically represented by ganglia arranged segment-wise on the ventral paired nerve cord. Nervous system is basically represented by ganglia arranged segment-wise on the ventral paired nerve cord. The ventral cord, the nerve cord in the anterior region, third and the fourth segment bifurcates laterally. Bacha, I'll tell you what is this they are trying to show. Let's go here. Nervous system of an earthworm, just like in any other invertebrate, there is a double ventral and solid nerve cord. Double ventral and solid nerve cord. These nerve cord are actually connecting the paired ganglia. Paired ganglia are present in each segment. These are segmental ganglia. Segmental ganglia. Each segment, segmental ganglia. And these double ventral and solid nerve cord, double ventral and solid nerve cord is connecting the paired ganglia. This is how the nerve cord is formed. In the anterior region, these two bifurcate. These two bifurcate and they join the dorsal ganglia, which are present dorsally, and these ganglia are actually representing the brain. Therefore, we can call them as cerebral ganglia. These are cerebral ganglia. Cerebral ganglia. Once again, cerebral ganglia once again. Actually, there is a nerve cord and the nerve ring. Nerve cord. This is a nerve ring, first of all, and this is the nerve cord. Nerve ring. The ring is lying inclined. Here you have these dorsal ganglia, a large dorsal ganglia called cerebral ganglia. Cerebral ganglia represents the brain. Cerebrum means the brain. Then we have this one is a subpharyngeal, suprapharyngeal nephridia. This is subpharyngeal, subpharyngeal. Now, can you tell me subpharyngeal nephridia? In which segment pharynx is present? Pharynx nephridia. Pharynx. Sorry. Ganglia. Sorry. Actually, someone came in the studio and howsoever you try to avoid, but yes, you get little carried away. 3-4 people were there who came in the studio. They just came just to have a look in the studio, how the online classes are going on. But then, my mind is, just got disturbed by that. So it is better to accept that. And yes, I think nervous system in earth form. Nervous system in earth form is made up of two parts, nerve ring and nerve cord. Nerve cord, just like in any other non-chordate, the nerve cord are double ventral and solid. Double ventral and solid. The nerve ring, yes, fourth segment, very good. Third, we have fourth segment, pharynx is in the fourth segment. Good. Now, in the fourth segment, there is a subpharyngeal ganglia. Subpharyngeal means below the side. Subpharyngeal ganglia are there. And in the third to fourth, we can say third segment. Okay. So this is the fourth segment here, fourth segment. And this is the third segment, third. So I'll tell you, this is how this one. Third segment, and this is the fourth segment. Fourth segment, and then we have the fifth segment like that. Fifth segment, sixth segment like that. So fourth segment, these segmental ganglia can also be called subpharyngeal ganglia. In the third segment, we have the suprapharyngeal ganglia represents the brain. I hope you understand. So therefore, because pharynx is in the fourth segment, therefore now people don't call it suprapharyngeal, they prefer to call it cerebral ganglia. Yes, it is inclined. So upper part of the nerve ring is present in the third and the lower part in the fourth like this. Now, from the brain, many nerves are attached to the brain. These nerves are then innervating in the prostomium. You know that the prostomium is a sensory tool. Also, motor nerves are going to the mouth. Motor nerves are going to the mouth. These are the sensory nerves. Sensory nerves. And these are the motor nerves. Motor nerves. Sensory nerves and motor nerves, okay? And there are other nerves that are coming from the ring, other nerves coming from the ring. Mainly the upper part, the brain part, sensory nerves, and the subpharyngeal motor nerves and other nerves which are integrating. For example, when this animal digs a small area in the soil, okay, and it try to taste the prostomium, it has got the chemoreceptors, which are the taste receptor. It try to taste it. The moment it finds it is good to eat, what will happen? It will send the signal to the lower one, which is the motor part, and then the mouth is then innervated. So motor signals go to the mouth. And the integration, that means what type of signals are taken as input and accordingly the output is decided. This is called integration. This is the main function of the nervous system, that is integration. Integration. Understood? So integration how? For example, you see the board and you see and your mind is reading the board and something is written there. Your eyes are reading and your mind is interpreting, processing that, okay, and accordingly you think that, okay, I have to write this, I know it, or there is no need to write. What I have to do now, this is the signal coming from the body, right, like coming from the brain. So nervous system is actually integrated. External signals interpreted, and then the motor signals are then decided by the nervous system. I hope it is clear to you. And this is the nervous system in earthworm. If I have a diagram, I know I have a diagram to show you in the nervous system of an earthworm. Beautiful diagram. I'll show you. Beautiful diagram is this one, guys. This is a beautiful diagram you can see from this side. So you can start with the prostomium. The prostomium is a sensory tool. It is a sensory tool having many sensory endings are there, and then below is the mouth. So here we have the mouth, okay? And this is a pharynx region, and this is a suprapharyngeal, also called cerebral ganglia, and this one is a subpharyngeal ganglia. Subpharyngeal, suprapharyngeal. Suprapharyngeal, it lies in the third one. So this lies in the third one, this lies in the fourth one, and then the fifth, sixth, seventh, like that it is going. So this is the nerve ring, and this is a nerve cord. Nerve cord is ventral, double ventral and solid, double ventral and solid. Now, this upper part, which is the brain, is actually the sensory structure because it is getting the signal from these structure like prostomium. It is a sensory tool. Afferent signal arises from here, and then the brain receives that, and the brain interprets that. Integration happens accordingly motor signal. For example, if the brain finds that yes, this is something to be eaten, it is good, it is for me to eat, then it will send the signal, the motor signal to the mouth, and the mouth will eat it, right? So this integration work is done in the brain and this nervous system. These are called segmental nerves. Segmental nerves. In each segment, segmental ganglia and segmental nerves are there. Lateral nerves or segmental nerves, dear children. Nervous system is basically represented by ganglia arranged segment-wise on the ventral paired nerve cord. The nerve cord in the anterior region, third and the fourth segment bifurcates laterally, encircling the pharynx, and joins the cerebral ganglia dorsally to form a nerve ring. The cerebral ganglia, along with other nerves in the ring, integrate sensory input as well as command muscular response of the body. I hope you understand now integrate, okay? So the cerebral ganglia along with other nerves in the ring integrate sensory input as well as command muscular response in the body. Sensory system does not have eyes but does possess light and touch sensitive organs, receptor cells, to distinguish the light intensities and to feel the vibrations in the ground. It cannot see, but it can feel the light intensity, changes in the light intensity, and can also sense the vibrations in the ground. Worms have specialized chemoreceptor taste receptor which react to chemical stimuli. These sense organs are located on the anterior part of the worm. So mainly they are concentrated in the prostomium and also in the anterior part. Photoreceptors are there, chemoreceptors are there. Photoreceptors, chemoreceptors. Photoreceptors only sense the changes in the light intensity, and the chemoreceptors the taste, right? And it also has the receptor for feeling the vibrations in the ground. This is the nervous system. Now the reproductive system of an earthworm. Shall we proceed? Reproductive system in an earthworm. Dear children, class is today members are very less in the class. Okay, never mind. We have to complete. Now the reproductive system. Earthworm is hermaphrodite, bisexual, that is, testes and ovaries are present in the same individual. Whatsoever, do not miss the next class, because in the next class, I will be dealing with the MCQs, the important questions. So those are the questions which I don't give in the assignment also. These are the class assignments only. On the next turn, we'll be doing that. There are two pairs of testes present on the 10th and 11th segment. Their vasa differentia run up to the 18th segment, where they join the prostate gland. Two pairs of accessory glands are present, one pair each in the 17th and the 19th segment. Accessory glands. The common prostate and spermatic duct, vasa differentia, open to the exterior by a pair of male genital pores on the ventrolateral side of the 18th segment. Four pairs of spermathecae are located in the 6th to the 9th segment, one pair in each segment. Okay, I'll just explain you this. One pair of ovaries is attached to the intersegmental septum of the 12th and the 13th segment. Okay, now reproductive system of Pheretima is a little, means among all the systems, the reproductive system is something to be done with the help of diagrams and explanation. So I'll explain that. These questions also will be doing on the next turn. The labeling of the diagram also will be doing on the next turn. So important question, the fill in the blanks will be doing on the next turn. Right now, I'll go to the reproductive organ, testes and ovaries. Here comes the nervous system. Male reproductive organ, testes. There are two pairs of small white and lobe testes located in the 10th and the 11th segment. Here comes the diagram. For this diagram, I was bringing it. Okay, please learn it. 10th and the 11th segment. One pair of testes is in between 10th and 11th, and one pair is present. Actually, you can learn as 10th and 11th, one pair in 10th and one pair in 11th. Just remember like that. However, it is present just in between the 9th and 10th, but it can be accepted that you can say it is 10th and 11th. So let me number them as 10th and 11th segment, better 10th segment and 11th segment. Now, there is a testicular sac. One sac enclose one pair and the other sac enclose another pair. Also in the 10th and 11th one. Okay. After that, there is a spermiducal funnel, which is also present just below the testes. And this is the spermiducal funnel. And one spermiducal funnel is for each testes. So total testes, two pairs. So how many spermiducal funnel? Two pairs. And from these spermiducal funnels arise the vasa differentia. So one pair of vasa differentia here and one pair of vasa differentia here. For all three of them, for example, the testes 10-11, testicular sac 10-11, spermiducal funnel 10-11. That's it. Now, very important thing is the presence of seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle is present and in 11th and 12th. Seminal vesicle one down in 11th and 12th. So one pair in 11th and one pair in 12th. Seminal vesicles, one pair in 11th and one pair in 12th. Beta seminal vesicle, these are the site of maturation of sperms. Maturation of sperms. Maturation of sperms. Can you please recall the testes are present? How many total? Two pairs. Two pairs of testes. One pair is in 10th, another pair is in 11th. Right? Each pair is enclosed in one testicular sac. So one testicular sac in 10th, another testicular sac in 11th. Then just below the testes, there is a spermiducal funnel. So total 4 testes in the same segment, 4 spermiducal funnels are there. Now, very important thing, there is the seminal vesicle which is present in the 11th and the 12th segment. One pair in 11th and one pair in 12th. And these seminal vesicles are connected to the testicular sac, where you can see this is connected to the testicular sac. I'll show you. Change, let us. So this is the testicular sac, and you can see the seminal vesicle are connected to this seminal vesicle. Similarly, this is also connected. Okay, so this is also connected here. It has shown connected. The spermiducal funnel is this one. Spermiducal funnel is this one. Okay, but this testicular sac is connected to the seminal vesicle. Actually, the testes are not producing the sperms. Testes are producing spermatogonia. Spermatogonia. Spermatogonia are diploid cells. They are diploid cells. Sperms are haploid. Spermatogonia are transformed into sperms in the seminal vesicle. So the diploid cell become the sperms, the haploid cells, where in the seminal vesicles. These are spermatogonia. Spermatogonia. I think those who are answering, those who are, just sharing their, whatever I'm saying, they are sharing the answer. And those there, this topic is stronger. I don't think so. You require to do this again, even till your NEET examination, main NEET examination. Okay, this is about the male reproductive system. And now coming to the vasa differentia. One is vas deferens, many vasa differentia. So each vas deferens arises from the spermiducal funnel. So just recall where is the site of this funnel? In the same segment where you have the testes. So from there, the vasa differentia arise and it will go to the 18th segment. It does not open directly into the male genital aperture. It first enters into the prostate gland. This is the prostate gland, and it enters into the prostate gland. A very important thing happens inside. Inside, there is a prostatic duct which joins the two vasa differentia. So each vas deferens and a prostatic duct, they form a joint venture. This is a vas deferens, and this is a prostatic duct, one prostatic duct. All three of them, they decided to make a one tube. So this is called common prostatic and spermatic duct. Beta, if you cut it open, if you take a transverse section here, you will find three tubes inside. So one tube, these two tubes are vasa differentia, and this one is a prostatic duct. You understand? So prostatic duct join with these two, and all three of them, they are enclosed in a single sheath, and this single sheath that opens into the 18th segment. Done, okay. Similarly, it opens into the 18th segment. So one pair of the male genital apertures, one on the ventrolateral, here it is not clearly shown ventrolateral, but actually it is ventrolateral, open into the 18th segment. Now, one pair of accessory gland above it and one pair of accessory gland below it are also present. Outside, now this is the inside now, outside to the other side, the accessory glands, there is a small papilla called genital papilla. One pair of genital papilla in the, this is 17th segment, and one pair of genital papilla in the 19th segment also present. In the diagram, you can see and you can do that. This is about the male reproductive system. Dear children, the female reproductive system we'll be doing on the next term. Class number is very, very less now. And yes, time is also over. Time is over. And the female reproductive we'll be doing on the next term. In the next term, hardly around 20-30 minutes, we'll be completing this earthworm. After that, we'll start with the cockroach. In this weekend, only up to earthworm. I am saying, please just wash your earlier pap sins. Earlier sins means if you have not done any topic before this, please prepare. Now, this weekend is not mainly for preparation of the weekend test. This week is mainly for the preparation of the unit test. So from day one itself, prepare for the unit test. Okay, I'll be giving you some more questions to solve before the unit test based on your previous chapter. All the best, children, and God bless you all. In the next class, please come in good number so that my motivation is also good. Bye-bye. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye. Unit test की तैयारी करो thoroughly. Unit test you should really crack. Bye-bye. All the best.